So, Lyndon, what was your path to the presidency like?
It's very long, very hard. You got to work very
Hard
hard.
fought.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of hands just shaking, a lot of bridges are burning,
You got to shake a lot of
and
hands for sure.
lots of hands. Carry a lot of hand sanitizer with you.
They had hand sanitizer back then.
That's a
For
good
presidents,
question
yeah.
for presidents. Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
Sysdemes actually invented hand sanitizer. Believe it or not.
Who?
Whoa, hold on a second. That's not true.
Sysdemes.
Can't confirm.
All right, I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
what do
back
you mean
to
can confirm? Isn't definitely not.
I thought we
I'm gonna go
settled on
back
a.
to lurking. If you guys need anything, let me know.
Sounds
All
good,
right.
man. Should I add the thing in my server and just like
Yeah,
post
if
a
you want
link?
to, go for it. Just post an invite or whatever. Um, but yeah, like if you have any questions, let me know. I'll just be lurking and listening.
Okay, cool. Let me. Sure, sure. Anyone ask me anything? Also ask Sysdemes anything as well. My favorite pizza, like ever. It's got to be for sure. Yeah, it's got to be fucking large pep Papa John's.
Hmm.
Very simple.
Definitely just like pepperoni is probably all you need. You don't need anything else.
Yeah, no. Look, I mean, Papa John's. I'm sort of known for my love of Papa John's. I want to be totally transparent here. Papa John's is complete trash, except their large pepperoni with garlic is like super good. I tried something new the other day. I ordered their sausage pizza and it was not good at all. Um, so there's that. So I highly recommend anything except Papa John's unless you're going large pep. That's my 2 cents.
I like Domino's, but that's probably just because there's a Domino's like within 4 minutes to my house walking, super close.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm showing requests. This person, Cashmal5, invite to speak. Cashmal5.
Yo, hello.
I sorry,
Um,
Cash Pro 5. I just wish I can input on that real quick. Papa
That's
John's
good.
pepperoni is definitely the bee's knees. Um, Everything else up here in Canada land is kind of trash.
Yeah, what's
That's
the
the
pizza
thing.
like in Canada? Is that
It's kind of the same thing as the states, just with less fat percentage, unfortunately.
yeah,
Fattest
we're
flavor.
Americans. We do that here.
I have a small theory that like the farther north you go, the better the pizza gets.
Hmm.
That is inaccurate, unfortunately. If you go any higher than where I am by the border, everything's kind of frozen.
Who knows? Who knows? Cash Mouse, welcome to the place where we talk about things and stuff.
hello. Yeah, good to um talk to you guys and happy release day. I
Absolutely.
just I just wanted to ask something really basic. Um, how did you guys pitch to Mousetrap and what kind of things were you guys like thinking about when you guys pitched your first ever demo to Mousetrap? And are there any pointers you can give for someone who wants to pitch to Mousetrap? You know, this.
Okay. You
You
want
want to
to
go
go or
first?
me go first? Me?
Yeah, you go first.
All right. Well, for me, it was I didn't really pitch to get on the label because I won the Dom King remix contest. So that's kind of how I got my foot in the door with them.
Oh,
Um,
I see.
and then once I had those connections, I asked to do the radio mix for what's it called? We Are Friends Radio or something? Is like, for lack of a better radio, that's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Um, I did the
Oh,
mix
sick.
of all my own original tracks, and then from there they talked to me about doing a release of some of them, and then so it just kind of went from there. As far as like further releases, I don't really have an idea in mind when I send them tracks. It's kind of like, hey, here's the last 9 tracks I made. Do you like any of these? I don't really demo EPs as a whole. I demo like a whole bunch of singles and we piece together an EP together because I don't really know what tracks are on the EP with them. Um, Inertia was a piece I made myself. I put together all the tracks. I said, hey, these 4 I want to do together. But other than that, like I kind of just send them a whole bunch of singles. So I don't really do the standard like EP demo.
Hmm.
To people.
I see.
That's just with Mousetrap. With other labels I work with, I do like real demoing of like, here's my EP, here's the art, here's my idea with it. But with Mousetrap, it's just more casual. I'm just kind of like, here's all the tracks I wrote. Want to release any of these?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Sysdemes is a unique guy in that he completes tracks in 6 to 8 hours,
Oh, wow.
whereas I am about 50 to 70 hours probably on average.
Yeah,
pretty-
I'm more on that side as well.
Yeah, it's fucking hard, but Sysdemes cranks him out.
It's famous. Yeah. I mean, like, honestly, with me, like, right now, I basically have, like, a lot of material. And, like, I've just been writing a lot over the, um, like, over last year. And I basically now have to, like, fucking, like, piece together all the material I have into like actual tracks because I do make very like ambient kind of stuff, and I just have like a lot of like improv recordings and like random things I did, and I have to like piece it all together into one EP. So
Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, once you
but
get
yeah,
your EP done,
I guess this was my only question, so I guess you could move on.
Well, thanks
I
for
mean, like
sharing,
I
man.
say, like, if you get your
Yeah,
EP
yeah, yeah,
done, like and you want to demo it, um, look around for an email. You could try a smaller label first, and try to build a following that way. I know a lot of people
yeah,
here, and like for us, like I know for me included, my goal was always to get on Mousetrap. So I'm really grateful to be there. But for someone who's not there yet, you can try to like stepping stone from smaller labels and get your name out there, do self releases, and just like have a
yeah,
presence in the community. Release music is the number one thing. Don't just hoard your tracks forever. Like get music out there.
yeah. Like, uh, uh, like right now I'm signed to Found Red Records. If you guys know, it's like a basically like a sub label for Seeking Blue, Mr. Suicide Sheep.
Oh, cool.
That's sweet.
Yeah, they have this like newer, smaller label for like lesser known artists. So I'm kind of excited for that.
Yeah, just start there and
Yeah.
then see where your career goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, we got another request.
Right.
AP. Oh God, if I wasn't doing music, I wouldn't have dropped out of my computer science degree. I would have finished that. I'd probably just be doing coding somewhere. It'd be boring. What about you, Morgan? Oh, is he not here? I think he's AFK. I thought he did switch to PC. Maybe his audio died again. All right. Well, let's get AP in here. AP.
Hello? Okay.
Hello.
Well, I wanted to
Welcome.
ask Morgan
Hello.
something, but he's gone.
Oh,
But
okay.
okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, I
Other
asked
than-
I had like two questions. So
Right.
other than like asking Morgan something, I want to ask like how was it like starting out making music? Like how was the experience?
Um. Well, I mean, I didn't really know anything, so it was just kind of like a fun thing I did instead of like, oh, I could play League of Legends or I could open FL. Like, oh, well, I'll try to make a song. My friends are online, and it just kind of went from
God,
there. Just
God.
kinda, like
You
start
guys
as
hear
a
me?
little hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good God. Sorry, my internet is like terrible. Jesus. It's a potato net. Sorry to interrupt.
It started as a hobby, and then from there, I just kind of just enjoyed it more and more. And then eventually, I was choosing to do music instead of like gaming or whatever else, like purposefully. Like I really got into music, and it just kept going from there. It just became my main hobby.
And like to add onto that, like how long did it take you from like from starting to actually getting signed onto like labels?
7 years.
Ooh, right.
Yeah, I was a very bad producer for a very long time. I didn't
Like a
have
lot
the
of us,
natural,
yeah.
yeah, I did not have the natural talent. These people that come up in 1 year, 2 year, they're headlining festivals. I was not that kid. I had no talent. My tracks were trash. I didn't know music theory. I still don't. But
It took me 8 years as well, Systemes.
just the grind. Just keep grinding. You'll get there.
Yeah. Oh, and then for Morgan, I wanted to ask, like, I really like your like progressive house music, and like I wanted to know like what are your like inspirations about that?
It's interesting you'd ask. Basically, like, I started when I started Morgan Madison, I made tropical house and like pop music, and I got like a shit ton of streams, but I like hated my life because I didn't like the music at all. So I stopped doing that, and then I went back to my roots, and I realized like the reason I started making music was old school Dead Mouse and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, I mean the first thing I sent to Mousetrap was the Some Nights EP, and that was actually supposed to be for Lane 8, Daniel Goldstein, who I met at a show. Um, but it didn't quite line up correctly. So like my manager at the time in early 2020 was like, "Yo, we should send this to Mousetrap," and I was like, "I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if that really fits Mousetrap." And then we sent it over, and they were like, "Oh, this is great, full stop." And I was like, "Okay, well, that's really cool. Well, let's do that." Um, and then yeah, that was pretty much what happened. I don't really know if I produce strictly progressive house. Like, I think it's more like it just happened to be that way, given my synth choices and type of music that I like and stuff. So I don't know. What was your exact
Oh,
question
like,
again?
do you have like any like inspirations or like artists like you like try to like not copy, but like like you try to like
Oh
no,
yeah,
something like
inspirations. Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think like my biggest inspirations are probably like Pride, what Eric Prydz does under Prida, Dead Mouse, obviously. Um, my biggest influence in the last 2 years has definitely been Lane 8 for sure. Um, in a weird way, because like when I try to emulate him, it becomes something else entirely. Um, and then probably I don't know, like Porter Robinson's not your or sorry, Porter Robinson's virtual self stuff was super influential for me. Um, but other than that, I don't really carry a lot of other influences into my music. Um, those are the
I
main
see.
three for sure. I like I was there was definitely like a period of time within the last 2 years where I was obsessed with what Lane 8 was doing. His last album, Little by Little, and or sorry, his sophomore album, Little by Little, and his last album, Brightest Lights, in January 2020, I thought were just incredible, like artistic statements. Like, how could you make dance music that sounds that unique? So for sure, for me, like that was probably the biggest influence, in that like I sort of went back to the drawing board and was like, okay, I want to take the dance music model and basically make it into something else. That's about as far as I'd go with influence. So yeah, I hope that's a good answer.
It was interesting. Yeah. Great. Thanks for the time.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely.
All right, Hoochie Kitty. Let's bring you in here. Welcome.
Hi.
Hoochie,
You can call me Kitty.
Kitty.
I just wanted to say thank you so much for doing this, first of all. My first question, I just have two. My first question is what, inspired you to start writing, like making music? But also, uh, clearly you've had a really long journey and it's taken a really long time. What was the switch?
I'm gonna go first, man.
Okay. What started me off was I got a concussion because I was being stupid with my friends, and I was basically just like stuck in my room. I couldn't really go do anything because I was always outside when I was a kid. I was always running around, doing crazy stuff outside. Wasn't like a kid that just sat in their room all day. So when I was injured, I couldn't really do anything, and so I sat in my room listening to like Dead Mouse, Wolfgang Gartner, stuff like that. Just listen to music, but I kind of got bored of the music I had. I'd like listened to everything hundreds of times, and I was like, I'm out of music I like. There's nothing new that's being released. And I just kind of thought, like, wait, I could make music I want to hear. I can make music I want to listen to, like myself. And so that's what kind of got me into like researching DAWs and buying FL, and then starting down that process. And the moment that clicked for me when I started like, what was the question again? Like when you started making good music?
yeah, kind of like what was the switch for you? What was the thing you were like, oh my goodness, this is it?
Oh, right. Pretty much I just didn't like the path I was going in life. I didn't like my music. I was like, you know what? If I want to do this, I need to make better music. So I just started putting a ton more time into the studio, and like it started paying off. Just like actually like listening critically to what I'm making and trying to not have like that delusion of your liking your own creation. It's like if you draw something bad but you like it, you're like, oh well, it's still good because I like it. But you have to kind of throw that out the way. You have to say no, even though I made it and I like it, it's still bad. I have to improve. So like having that mindset of like always wanting to get better is what made me, I think, get better.
Having a growth mindset is one of the best things you can have. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. All right, Morgan, your turn.
Why I started making music? Is that the
Yeah.
question? um, so I was so I'm 27 now, so I've been around for a fair minute, and I was I was a drummer before I was a music producer, and I got obsessed with like progressive metal music and like Periphery and Animals as Leaders and stuff that was like filled with polyrhythms like Meshuggah and stuff like that. Um, but I started to find as I got better at drums and I was able to drum all that music and I was obsessively doing it every day for like 4 hours. A couple things happened. The first thing was I developed a tendon issue in my left foot where I would play drums and then the tendon would get inflamed and then I couldn't walk for like a week.
I have, well, yeah, I understand.
Yeah, and then the other thing was like no matter how good I got at drums, I couldn't express anything because I was just banging stuff by myself. And every time I tried to find someone else for a band, we would either clash visions or they wouldn't be able to play the stuff I wanted to play, or like they wouldn't want to play the stuff I want to play, and it was just a complete mess. And so in December 2010, I discovered Dead Mouse's 4x4 = 12 album. And then the same day, my buddy introduced me to Ableton Live, and he was like, "Oh, he's doing all this with Ableton Live and whatever." And I was like, "Oh, you're telling me I can do all this out of my computer?" Um, and so at that moment, I was like, "Okay, I can basically design any percussive drive that I want, and then go in there and make any sound I could possibly dream of um, out of my laptop. Like that seems crazy to me." Um, and then like I tried to do it and I sucked at it for so long. I got Ableton Live. I think it was Ableton Live 8, 7 or 8 back in like 2010, 2011, and then I didn't get anything signed ever until 2018. So it took me like 8 years to even get something passable going, and then yeah, it's kind of where we are today. I mean, I'd be lying if I said that Dead Mouse wasn't a huge factor in transferring me over from like live instruments to production, but the reason why I'm here is because I just was frustrated with instruments themselves, because like you, whether it's guitar or drums or bass or keyboard or whatever you do, like it feels really isolated. It feels like you play a part in a larger thing that you have to get other people to contribute to, whereas like music production is a whole vision in itself, and it takes a lot of work. Once you get it down, it's really satisfying to do the whole thing. So it's kind of a long answer, but that's what got me into it.
Thank you guys. You've really said it, and honestly, I can really see you both have a huge growth mindset. So I know this is Q&A, but great job. Keep up the good work.
All right,
Thanks so much.
All right, who we got next? Dago. Bring you in here. Oh wait. Oh, there he is. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
What's up, Dago?
It's actually Doggo. It's really cringy, but
Doggo.
yeah.
Oh, we got both. Oh wait. Okay.
Was it Vincent? Vincent's had his hand up as well. I can't figure out how to call people up on mobile.
All right. What's your question, man?
So, I was just wondering, what is like the creative mindset you have while making a track? Like, what's going through your mind while you're just throwing shit down? Because I'm just curious.
it's kind of just like I hope I don't hit writer's block. I hope I can just keep putting things down. Like my goal is always just to make a track. I don't really have any other mindset into that. My goal is always just to add another track to the hard drive.
Yeah, no, it's for Sysdemes is a rare case in this because like we were talking in privately or like in I don't know whatever our mouse friends call weekly thing was, but um people like Sysdemes are a special case because they just sort of like pump out tracks in like 8 hours, and that's like an amazing gift. But I don't know, for me, like what I think about when I do a track, or like what makes me make a track, is like super hard. uh I don't sometimes I won't come up with anything for like weeks, and then like something will come out in like 2 hours based on a mood. um so I don't know, like for me it's like kind of like mood based. Like if I'm feeling something triumphant or euphoric, I'll try to do that, and then if I'm feeling something heavy and electro-y, like I'll aim for that. Like there's like basically like three distinct moods I aim for usually. Like there's a club track feel where it's like a heavy, like sort of electro-ish feel, and then there's like a anthemic feel where it's like sort of like a vocal track, and then there's like an experimental feel, and I'll make something experimental. But I don't know, it's kind of hard to say, man. Like and most of it's improvised, you know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of just like whatever happens happens. If you don't go into expecting, like, unless you sit down like, okay, I need to make another melodic track, you kind of can get yourself in that mindset and try to make a melodic track. Or if you like want to make a club banger, you're like, okay, I'm gonna put club footage on my other screen muted so I feel like I'm in the club and I'm getting the mindset like that. If you're not going for a specific style, then it's pretty much just whatever comes out, at least for me, which is how I usually always produce. I don't try to get into a mindset. I just make whatever I feel like.
Cool. And another thing, is it systems, or how do you pronounce your
Oh,
name?
like the pronunciation.
Yeah.
I say Sysdemes, but people can. Everyone says something else. I don't really care. People can say whatever they want.
All right. Well, so you've been in music production for this long, and you still have not even learned music theory.
Yeah, I don't know music theory. I don't feel like it's necessary. I mean, like if you, as long as you know what notes go well together, and like what sounds good, what sounds bad, you don't need theory.
That's right. That's pretty
Yeah,
funny.
I would honestly agree. Before I was producing, and I was playing a bunch of like really complicated drum patterns and stuff. Like I didn't even know how to read music. Even during that, I would just do it by like memory. Even stuff with like Tool. I remember playing like learning the entire Lateralis album and 10,000 Days and stuff on drums. And it was like it took a lot of work, but you can still learn that stuff by muscle memory and mentally and stuff. Like not that music theory isn't important. Like there's a lot of struggles I hit, like in terms of chord progressions and learning what to do next melodically. Like I really struggle with bridges and stuff, bridges of songs, like getting to the middle of songs and figuring out how to change it up and stuff. That like music theory would help immensely with that. But I'm kind of afraid, to be honest. Like if I take a bunch of music theory, like I don't want to change what's good about me now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
But
heard
it's
music
super
theory
important.
changes how you listen to music. That would kind of
Yeah,
scare
that's what I'm afraid of. You know, it's like, yeah, I just,
it's kind of that vibe of like when you're listening to a song and it's lyrics, you kind of just listen to the words, right, to what they're saying. If you listen to a song in a foreign language, you don't know what they're saying. So you just vibe out, enjoy the music. That's kind of that way with electronic music right now. I feel like if I knew theory, I'd be like, oh, it's this chord, then this chord, then this chord. I wouldn't be able to just sit and not know what's going on and just peacefully listen to a track.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
I
good way to
see
put
that.
it. Yeah, it's a really good way to put it.
Yeah, thanks. That's
All
pretty
right,
cool.
thanks for your question.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
All right, who's next? Masquerade. Hello.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's
What's
up?
going on?
Yo, thanks for having me, and also thanks for doing this. I really like this whole Q&A thing. This is pretty cool. it's kind of crazy because I stumbled onto this like right as I was listening to Living the Phantasm, so like it's kind of like it was like by fate, I guess, that I was meant to like be in this. But
Yeah, there you go.
I had two questions for you guys. The first one is for Morgan. Um, the first one is gonna be, the first question is what's your favorite? Do you have like a favorite song from the album by any chance?
Oh, dude, that's so hard. I actually like, I I made this album. I didn't think this album was gonna come out, because I made it after I decided I was gonna give up music, um, and here we are. So the weird part is I love every song so much, just because like I didn't think it was gonna get released. So I don't know. Like probably it's either it's either Rise or All These Worlds. Um, maybe it's probably the ambient outro All These Worlds because um, that song title is a direct reference to the sequel to 2001 Space Odyssey that is about basically like a fresh start, um, which is really beautiful and stuff. Like if you watch the movie, you'll see what the reference is. But that's probably my favorite track is the outro.
Nice.
I can't wait to hear it in its entirety. I've been saving up myself waiting to hear it, like so I can binge it all once it's all out.
Yeah, I really appreciate everyone that's waited to hear it in order because like it's really not like it's kind of weird because the singles would make you believe that it's just going to be a normal prog album, but it's a huge clusterfuck. Like it is like it is not what you're expecting at all. Like only the singles are the singles, and I just hope that you guys enjoy it and make up your own favorites and stuff like that. But I would say that, you know, to me personally, like the ambient outro track, like the 3 minutes of just beautiful ambience and like a little bit of ASMR and stuff is my favorite song. It's the last one. So I hope that
Yeah,
is what it
and
is, you know.
yeah, I really, and it's cool because I'm listening to the album on Spotify right now, and like and I'm like and I love that you had like an intro, and like because I haven't listened to the full album just yet. I'm in the middle. I'm actually like snap dab in the middle right now where I'm on Feels Like again, um, which I've actually listened to like a lot. But I really like so far one of my favorite tracks is Initialize a Phantasm, just because like it's a beautiful intro, and I like how it transitions into the second track. So like that's
Thanks,
pretty
man.
cool. Yeah, I really like because I like for me albums. We've actually talked about this on Instagram. I don't know if you remember me, but I'm the same masquerade from Instagram where we were talking about like how like I like how albums. I like albums that tell stories. You know, like in the kind of like in the realm of like Porter Robinson and whatnot, or Madion.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Um,
yeah, like stuff like that.
yeah, I
Like that's why.
just
Go ahead.
I I know I really didn't. I mean, to be honest with you guys, like I really didn't make this to be released. So like that's why it's so special to me. So I thought I was done. So I just anyone that hears it and appreciates it is awesome to me because I it was supposed to not be a thing. Like I was quitting music when I made this album. So it's just so cool because like I made the intro like I thought the intro was super indulgent, and then the who the hell puts electro house next to progressive chill house on the same album, and then like an ambient ASMR track and like an IDM song on the same album. So like I just feel grateful to be here. I just feel grateful to be like talking to other Mousetrap artists like Sysdemes and everybody else like Speaker Honey, Keats, Kindred, and everybody. Like I'm just grateful to be here because I really was like not planning on being here. Like I was seriously planning on just having a day job at this point. I really wasn't. This was not
Great that
planned.
life turns around.
Yeah, I mean, I just thank you so much for listening and enjoying it as the album that it is. So that's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, That's great though. I mean, that's awesome. Like just if if this album is the result of you almost quitting music, then you should almost quit music like more often because it's really good. That's why you know I like the journey that it's actually taking me on so far, and I'm just halfway through it. So like by the time I get to the end, like I can just only imagine how much further it will like take me. But I did have another question real fast, so I'll just get to that. I just wanted to ask: is there any artist that either of you would like to like collab with in the future?
Hmm. Well, yeah, I mean, there's a ton of people I love to collab with. Off the top of my head, I think Jordan No Man. I think we can make something really cool. I've been trying to
Dude,
get
you
something
guys
with
would shred.
Eddie's been like avoiding me in the DMs. He keeps like, "Oh yeah, we'll make something," and then like it would just never happen. So I'm still trying to catch up with him. Um, but yeah, either one of those two would be sick. Honestly, like anyone would be cool. I'm pretty open with
Nice.
collabs.
Awesome.
Collabs for me.
Yeah.
Oh God. Jesus, I don't know. I don't really do that many collabs. Sysdemes would be cool.
Oh yeah, we can make something.
I think we can make some heaters. I really want to make something.
Kindred collab.
Yeah, I do want to make a Kindred collab. That'd be sick.
Yes.
I was talking to Kindred the other day. I was like, yo, like, what if we made a duo called Electro House Mafia, but the house would be HAW5, like mouse or whatever. Stupid fucking pun. But like I think I don't know, like goal collabs. Jesus. I really want to make something with Dosem from Anjuna Deep. Um, really want to make something with like Nox Vaughn from Anjuna Deep. Lane would be cool, but I don't think we'd mesh very well. I really want to make something with No Mana.
Yeah.
Sysdemes would bang. Keats would bang.
Oh yeah,
Speaker
Keith,
Honey.
some heat.
Yeah, Keats is like makes some super fat beats. Absolutely down with that. I mean, Speaker Honey would bang too. I don't know, maybe something on album 2 would be cool, like to have Ash on, because I really love Ash's like burial style inspired stuff. I don't know, man. It depends. I don't know. I really I want to see more Mousetrap artists collaborate with each other too, because there's so much talent, and I feel like Mousetrap has an ear for like a specific type of sauce. You know what I mean? Like if you like listen to a Sysdemes track, it's like fuck yeah, like that's Sysdemes, and then like you listen to a Keats track and you're like, oh my god, it slaps. But then you go listen to an Ash track, and it's like its own vibe, but it feels like everything carries a particular type of aesthetic, and that's what I think
Listen to
special
Ash,
about
you're like,
Mousetrap
man, I'm
artists.
so chill.
What'd you say?
You listen to Ash, it's like, man, I'm so chill.
Yeah, I know. God, I know that's a meme and stuff, but for sure, like I don't know. Like I think what's special about Mousetrap is that everybody that's signed there, like, is just themselves, you know? I think that's really special. And I think that there's a lot to be explored in terms of Mousetrap collabs for sure. So sorry, long answer, but for me, like anybody on Mousetrap would be a lot of fun just to try out. And then there's some goal artists for sure. Like I don't know why I have such a hard on for Dosem, but Dosem and NGI Deep would probably be like my number one.
So let me
Long
going
answer,
back
sorry.
on something you said about the everyone has their own sound. I feel like what Mousetrap is such a good label is because they do give everyone so much creative freedom to, you know, you get to do your own music, you get to do your own mix and master, you get to do your own artwork. A lot of labels take full control over that stuff. So like you
Yes,
really
they
get
do.
to fully express yourself in every way on the label. Like it's your true artistic expression. And you don't get it on a lot of other major labels. Like I think um, most labels do their own artwork. You don't have control over that. A lot of labels have their own mastering team. They won't let you send in a mastered track. They master it themselves. That's taking more creative control away. So
Yeah.
that's really appreciate everything Mousetrap does in letting artists grow their own sound, their own styles, their own art branding, and everything with that. You have total artistic freedom.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That I mean, those are all great answers too. Because I mean, like you said, I agree with you guys about Mousetrap. It does have. I mean, that's why it's my favorite label because a lot of artists, like every artist on the label has a unique sound, like truly unique sound, and it's really cool because there's like so much to bring to that you guys bring to the table whenever you just whip something up, and hopefully I'm looking forward to more of like collabs with both from within the industry and maybe even I mean within the label and like within the industry and stuff too.
Yep. It'd be sick.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank
Yep.
you for your questions.
Thanks
Thank
so
you
much,
guys.
man.
All right, let's get another one. It'd be sick as well. Is like if they ever did a
There's
Mousetrap tour.
there's a Nightmare Owl in here. We should try Nightmare Owl.
Is that? Yeah, I think he's at the bottom of the list though. Don't we have to go in order?
Oh, do we?
I mean, we don't have to. It's just
Could
like
we try? Could we try?
I mean,
I'd be curious to
that's
see
the
if that's a
nice
friend of
thing
mine
to
or not.
do is to go in order.
yeah, we should probably go
Just
in
saying.
order.
Oh, is that
All right.
okay?
I'll try-
Xfinity, hello.
I'll try and make mine quick so we can get to Owl for sure. Not John, right?
Oh, sorry, dude.
Yeah, I know Morgan
Um,
wants you here, but you can give your question.
I can't. I'm trying to figure out the mobile app. I'm sorry. I'm really I'm a
Well,
boomer, man.
one thing I wanted to ask, both you guys, obviously, Sysdemes is here too, but one of the things, and also definitely would love if there was another, like, We Are Friends tour, by the way. I know it's been quite a while since I think Mousetrap did one of those. That'd be awesome to see that again with you guys on it. But more so just interested to ask both you guys about how you find the time and what really pushed you to do this. Like, I've been a producer for a long time, but I have a day job, right? And I find that the growth piece of it and like keeping the motivation going to spend a lot of time, pursuing your craft, whether it's, just sound design or, like just total, like full experimentation, things like that. And just some of the stories you guys have from your career, what you've put your time into and how you organize yourself and what pushes you to, how you craft your time to, focus on your music.
So, like, how do you do your time management?
Yeah, like not only just the time management, but like push yourself and like, what do you spend that time on, doing? Like what parts of like music creation do you really try to push yourself on?
God, I mean, it really varies. I mean, some days are better than others. Some days you just do not want to open your DAW. You're just not feeling it. But you have to get through that. And you have to force yourself to open it. And I'd say most of my time is just spent trying to get a track idea, something I can feel like I can make into a full 5-minute track. It's not just about making good 8-bar loop that you can loop forever that sounds nice. It's about making that 8-bar loop into the 5-minute track. And so I have tons and tons of projects that are just 8-bar loops, and I don't feel like I can take them to a full project. So I'll just save it, close it, open a fresh project from scratch, and just start over. Just try a new idea. And I'll just like most of my time is just spent burning through those project files one after another, like every 20 minutes, trying to get an idea that I can turn into a whole track. And once I hit something that like sparks interest in me, I feel like I can do it. I'll then, flesh out into the full project and I'll stop making new ones. But most of my time producing is just trying to get that idea, trying to get that spark that I can turn into a track.
Got it. And then Morgan, from your standpoint too, definitely want to hear like your piece of it too, especially with I think coming from having like a day job too in your case and like leaving that behind and going to music. Same question.
What do I spend most of my time musically
Yeah,
doing?
like how did you like make the jump to like doing music full time, and how do you organize yourself, and what are some of the things you struggle with too?
So I had a previous alias called Suits and Skulls that was like a audio visual platform that my friend and I started where it was like far back, like he caught the first thing, like the first video of like the Harlem Shake by Bauer or whatever. So he was onto like the video stuff and oh, sorry. So what was the question again? Jesus.
like how did you
How did I get?
like make the jump to like do like full time? And
Oh, the jump. Yeah.
like how like things you struggle with, and like try to organize yourself with like working through.
Yeah. So the jump basically was like we had established ourselves as like I released this album by myself, like indie released as Suits and Skulls. It was like 11 tracks all at once. I'd never released a single in my life, and um, I put it out all at once, and I was at my day job as a lobbyist before, and I would go home and I'd make music every night. And basically, what happened was I released this 11-track album where I did all the artwork and all the songs myself, and um, I was just like, it was a super raw vision of what I liked. It sounded like Porter Robinson mixed with Flume, mixed with John Hopkins, mixed with Brian Eno. I don't know. It was just like super raw. And I was getting shat on by Submit Hub like every day. Like the internet was destroying my album, and they're like, "How is this even marketable?" and stuff like that. Um, and I remember like at the depths of that, I was at my old job, still working the day job, and I was on lunch and I was eating my lunch, and I checked my email, and the head of artist relations at TuneCore emailed me and was like, "Hey, Apple wants to use the assets for your album as as part of their marketing for their new product." And I thought it was a joke. So I set up a phone call with the artist relations head at TuneCore, and it was truly him. And he explained to me like, "Hey, they were sifting through like the thousands of albums or whatever that were released in X, Y, and Z time frame." And I later found out that that product that they wanted to include the album cover for was the HomePod, which was the competitor for the Alexa Amazon shit, um, which was mind blowing to me at the time because I didn't know what it was going to be. But like at the time, I got a phone call at my old job directly from Apple and TuneCore that was like, they're going to use your album stuff that I made from scratch by myself with no help at all, um, as part of the marketing for like a new Apple product. So for me, I was like, that was kind of like a wake up call for my old job. I was like, okay, like obviously I'm onto something here. So I quit, and then I had to like, I didn't have a backup plan either, which I don't recommend doing. I had like just a nice savings account that I lived off of, and I rebuilt myself from the ground up as Morgan Madison, which is not my real name. And about 5.5 months after quitting my job, I came up with the name and the aesthetic, and then it went from there. So, um, yeah, my story is really weird because there was no assurance that it was going to work. Like the Apple basically asked for permission. They didn't pay me at all, even though like there were panels in like Apple stores with my album cover on the thing. Like it didn't really mean much, and I knew that at the time. So I had to go back to the drawing board to figure out how to make things marketable and um,
They
stuff
didn't
like
even
that.
pay you?
No, they did not.
Man, scammer, dude.
I feel like
Well,
that
I think
happened.
it was like it does happen more than you'd think, especially from a company as big as Apple. Like, why would they? I mean, I was self-released, so I mean, I didn't even have the label behind me to argue the point. They would just move on to the next artist, you know. So for me, like, Apple came to me, and I was like, okay, Apple's here. Um, there's not much I can take from this except like confirmation of that what I'm doing is cool. Like that's about it.
It makes me wonder
Um,
if like the songs in the iPod commercials even got paid. Probably not. Like people want free. They want the exposure, right? You get paid in exposure. Same
Yeah,
reason people take festival bookings
totally.
for zero fee to play festivals for free.
I
yeah,
think what was
who
that
knows?
app like Lemaitre, if you guys know who that is? He like had that song for like the Google Pixel, and I'm pretty sure like that was like straight up just licensed as is, like no pay, right? And I think a lot of the time when
Lamont?
you're
You talk about the French act?
yeah, his like track when like they first did the Google Pixel thing like years back. I remember that, and I think it was like a cool. This will put you like tons of exposure for like a tech product, and I think you see that kind of stuff happen a lot, and it's cool for exposure for sure. But like to your point, like now that like you do have something like Mousetrap behind you, where it's like, hey, we want to use your assets. It's like, wait a second, it's a totally different story. I think when you have that kind of support behind you.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I guess last question for both you guys, because I want to be mindful of everybody else's time as well. But not only just like the story about like pushing yourself to do things, but like how much time and experience. How did you guys find the time to like just grow your skills in general too, whether it was on the side and also just in general, how long have you guys been producing for?
Producing, I think it's either year 10 or 11 for me. I'm not sure which one.
Wow.
As I started when I was like 14 and a half ish. As far as making, find the time, you don't necessarily find the time, you make the time, right? Like every day is 24 hours. There's certain things you have to do, but there's a lot of downtime. You can choose to cut 2 hours out of your sleep to produce more. When I was going through college, I would do that. I would lose sleep to produce. It just you make a choice what you do with your time every day. Just you have to choose to work on music and improve your craft.
Very wise. I like that answer. Thank you. And
What was the
Morgan?
question? How I use my time?
Yeah, like just like how long you've been producing for, and like how you built up the time to grow your craft and things like that over the years.
Yeah. So I bought Ableton 8, Ableton Live 8 probably. I think it was like right before I turned 17, 10 years ago to this day. So it took a long time, and I sucked for a long time, to be honest with you.
Same.
Like I just I sucked for so long. I shouldn't have, like, I almost feel guilty for how long I sucked.
Well, I think a lot of the people here know that feeling for sure.
No, I totally resonate with it too. Like, all I could say to people who are looking to figure out how to improve and how much time to delegate to creatively and stuff like that is like, try to like delegate your time to stuff that is constructive. Like for me, the most healthy part starting out was I spent most of my time side by siding like Dead Mouse stuff with like my production and just trying to figure out what I was missing. That's how I spent most of my time, and it was like, it sucked. I'll be honest, it like really sucked. Like I was not a talented producer for so long. Like I'm sure at some point Sysdemes at like 3 years in was somewhat talented, but if you heard my shit, like,
No way, dude. That's I was so bad for so long.
no, dude, I'm serious. Like if you heard my shit 3 years in, you would
I'm
just.
telling you, I'm worse than you at 3 years in. Guarantee it.
I don't think so. I don't. Actually, I would. It would be cool to try and find stuff from the similar time period to side by side it, because that for me would be. Dude, there's no way you were worse than me. That like I was just inaudible.
There's a good Discord channel thing right there, like old Mousetrap artist.
God damn, dude. Like I was such trash.
No, in our Discord, I'll send you I'll upload one of my old tracks to SoundCloud. You'll hear it. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah, if you want to. I don't have any of mine. I'm the only guy there's actually one guy that has blackmail on me. His name's the Kevin Express, and he's in my Discord, and he's my best friend since 3rd grade. And I remember specifically sending him something, and like, it was some day in like 2010. The song is called First Dub, and it is like, it is inaudible. It is so fucking horrendous. I mean, if anybody hears that, I will be so gutted.
Maybe you guys should do a remix of each other's horrible track, bring them to the modern day.
Oh
No,
God, it's so
It
bad.
doesn't need a second chance at life. It needs to be
Oh
keep it down, dude.
God, it's so bad. I just, like, anybody who's out there, just keep working at it, because like, I don't know, like, it's surreal to me to make music that is passable. Like it literally is like, it's been so long, but it is actually surreal to me to make music that works. Because I was just, I remember sending it to SoundCloud guys too. Like, Sysdemes, do you know the SoundCloud guy, Son Jocks?
No.
He's like, I don't know, he's like really, he's a big, Porter Robinson's a big fan of him, and I remember sending him music like a few years back, and his only reply was like, "This sucks."
Oof.
I remember like I don't want to tell. Actually, never mind. I don't want to tell. That's embarrassing. I don't want to tell the story. Thank you for your questions.
Yeah, no, guys, I thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys answering and talking to us about that. And congrats on the album again, Morgan. Super awesome. Thank you.
Dude, thanks, man. I totally appreciate it.
All right, yeah. Who's next here? We got Minecraft God, but he's offline. It looks like. Let's see.
Yeah, we should get Nightmare Owl up here.
Yeah, don't worry. Nightmare Owl's next.
No, I'm here. I just stay invisible. I'm still here though.
Oh,
Oh.
shit. There we go.
Yeah. So I actually had a really simple question. And it had to do with some of the names of some of the songs on Morgan's album. By the way, really phenomenal. But one of them was two of the names made me laugh really hard. So I hate portals and free DLC. What are those referring to?
Yeah, those are those are the Witcher 3
I
references.
knew it. This
Yeah. I'll be honest with you guys. I find that game incredibly inspiring. Like if no matter what happens to me in like my daily life, there will at least be that game that exists. So like I love that game so much. So
it's
I
really
hate
fun.
portals.
I have over. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
The
No,
reason
I
I was
just
asking, what?
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, the reason I was asking about this is it was also because I noticed it in your Some Nights EP. Velen, that's when I was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, that sounds super familiar.
That's the starting location. Yeah, it's the starting location
Yeah.
for Witcher 3, yeah.
Hmm.
That's so cool. I'm so glad you picked up on the Some Nights thing too.
Oh yeah.
No, that game is a source of immense comfort for me, and a lot of inspiration. I've never, no matter what I play, I can't find a game that story tells like that, and I just, I just think it's like a timeless piece of gaming gold, and it's influenced me so hard, man. Like I'm so proud of that studio for making that game. I think it's a
Oh yeah.
masterpiece.
Never played it.
I,
Dude, you gotta try it. You'll see what I mean once you get in.
oh,
It's
which?
just
Oh, I played through it. I have over 300 hours, and like that's why I was asking about it.
yeah, for
But
sure. Yeah, I'm super happy you picked up on that. That's exactly what that is. Yep.
but yeah, all right, that's all. Thanks.
All right, thank you for your question. All right, now is the time. Nightmare Owl, get in here.
Hello.
Hello.
What's going on?
I have a quick question to Sysdemes.
What's up?
I was actually waiting for you to show up on this Mousetrap thing to ask you this question. Your track Era O completely changed the type of music I was aiming for. So lately I was struggling to develop my style and wondering how artists I liked found their sound. So how did you develop your sound? Because your style really inspired me to get into techno and darker stuff like that.
God, well, it might have been from who I just hung around with. Like, growing up, I wasn't that into music. When I got in like 18, 19, I actually got a pretty good circle of friends that were other music producers. That before that, I didn't know anyone. But it happened that everyone I hung out with was a dubstep producer. You know, all my homies in San Diego, they're all bass music, dubstep, rhythm. Whenever we go out to shows, we go dubstep shows. I was the only house guy, and I still am the only house guy in the friend group. So I think just being around them, they kind of influenced me to kind of enjoy the darker, harder side of music. So like, even though I like electro house, and sometimes they can be kind of happy in the way it's stylized, like the older school stuff is more happy, like the big chords. I kind of wanted to take it the opposite route and just go full dark electro. Like, how dark can I take electro house? And so that was kind of like stripping back, taking the clap out, doing just kick and hat, doing like full distortion, like not a lot of melody, just like single note bass lines. It's kind of like trying to take electro house the darkest I could and make it the hardest I could, which is kind of like just my friends' influence rubbing off on me of like being around dubstep guys for years and years, but still trying to make house music.
Uh-huh. Do you listen to industrial techno?
No, I don't listen to any techno at all. I'm not a techno listener.
Interesting. Because your sound is kinda like electro house and techno.
I get that so often. I don't care if people think that. I don't try to make techno. So I think it's weird when people tell me that I make techno because it's not my goal at all. I don't listen to techno. I don't make techno, but I don't know. I get that a lot. Even articles like from when I get an EP come out and people write an article, they'll say, "Oh, techno artist Sysdemes," and I was like, "I'm not a techno artist."
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for your question. All right.
I think you're good techno though. If techno was good, you're a techno artist.
Oh, I mean, techno is fine. I don't listen to it and I don't make it.
It's definitely more. It's more electro than techno for sure. Kind of.
I hope so.
I don't know.
hope I'm able to make
Whatever it is, it's dope. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard to categorize though. To be
Bentley's here.
honest.
What's up, Bentley? Yeah, Bentley makes some dark electro.
Oh, Bentley's in here. Hello, Bentley.
What's up, Bentley?
I haven't had the chance to meet Bentley yet.
Dude, I'm hyped for you to be moving out closer to Cali, dude. Get some hangouts, get some shows going.
Oh, me?
No, Bentley.
Oh. Okay.
Unless you're moving out to California too, then I'd be hyped for that as well.
No. Where's Bentley live now? Is he in?
I think he's like back east. Chicago. Yeah, Chicago.
Oh, Chicago's pretty dope though. It's pretty cool.
All right, let's get the next question for SETI. Is he here?
Hello.
Hello.
Sweet. Yeah, like the last guy said, Era Ove is an amazing song, by the way. Good shit on that.
Thank you. I'm very proud of that.
It is
track.
so good.
And my question is, waffles or French toast?
Ooh, French toast. For sure, French toast, 100%.
I think I think French toast probably.
The logic behind that is because waffles are so easy to make. You can get frozen waffles, and like you just heat them up. It's easy peasy. French toast requires so many extra steps, like the eggs and the bread and the dipping in the batter, and then frying it. It's like there's so many extra steps involved in French toast. I don't have it as often. So I think I like see it more as a reward or like a treat as opposed to waffles, which are kind of just like, frozen. You have a waffle whenever you want. I don't think frozen French toast comes out as good as like real French toast or like handmade French toast.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah. I think like for comparing top of the line waffles to top of the line French toast, I think I'd choose waffles, but like just basic at home stuff, I think French toast too.
What is a top of the line waffle? I thought they all taste the same.
Well, if you're comparing like, microwave waffles to something you'd get at a restaurant, like a really nicely made,
Are they
delicious, fluffy one.
Is it like a different texture experience? I never ordered waffles at a restaurant because I always assumed they would be like the microwave waffle.
Oh no, they're like, it's like, if you get a good one, it's it's like food, but it's art too. It's like delicious and fluffy, and put fruit on it, the perfect amount of syrup. It's like, it slaps, dude. Whenever you go to a restaurant next and you got the chance to get like a nice waffle, definitely
Dude,
recommend.
yeah, I feel like breakfast foods there's like a lot of layers to breakfast foods. There's like the shit layer, and then there's like the okay layer, then there's the great layer, and then there's like the delicacy layer.
Yeah.
It's like pancakes, waffles, and French toast that just, I don't know. I feel like French toast definitely is the most elegant if you do it right, or if you get it
Mhm.
right or whatever.
I think
Probably
I
French
prefer
toast. I like waffles though. I don't know, man. I haven't had syrup breakfast in so long. So it all sounds nice to me.
I don't really eat breakfast.
You don't eat breakfast?
Not usually. I don't know. My eating habits are just kind of random. That's probably why I'm like such a skeleton. I'm so skinny.
Oh, really?
I just don't eat on like I just eat whenever. Like I'll forget to eat because I'll just be producing.
I feel that.
Dope. I'm jealous. I'm more focused on like the gym sometimes than with like music, and it really sucks. Because the older I get, I'm kind of like an old man. So I'll go to the gym and I'll pull a muscle, and then I'll go back and eat a bunch of trash, and then I'll get like fat. So I'm basically a boomer. I'm kind of like 53 years old.
Well, at least you're going to the gym. I don't go to the gym.
But like, I mean, I don't know. You don't eat, so it's fine.
Yeah, but I don't have muscle. I'd like to at least, have a little muscle, be nice.
That's great. The future is skinny, man. Right? I mean, they say the gray aliens are kind of reflective of what we're going to be as humans, right? So like, you want to have a nice big head and small body, right?
Yeah, I'll shave my head.
Dude, I shaved my head actually like a year ago. It was pretty cool.
How was it? Was it like? Was it? I imagine it might be like. Does your head get cold?
To be honest, it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be, because I thought for sure like I had a huge forehead and like I was going to be super insecure about it, and then I knew when I got really scared that I had to do it because I was super insecure about it. So I was like, okay, this is something that I'm afraid of, so I have to shave my head. And I shaved my head, and it wasn't nearly as cold or as bad looking as I thought.
Nice.
Unless like you have a bad, like if you have a bad head shape, then it'll like totally suck.
Well, how will you ever know, right? You
I
can't see
know. That's the problem. So like if you do shave your head and you do have a bad head shape and you're like, oh shit, that'll be a thing, you know what I'm saying?
and then you're stuck with it for like 5 months.
I know. I was so scared for so long to shave my head, man. But I would highly recommend it to anyone who's in here. Try shaving your head at least once, just to experience it.
Yeah, Mousetrap Miami everyone showed with a shaved head.
Agreed. It'd be sick.
That would be so like, I don't know.
I mean, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah,
I'm really
I don't think I want to shave my
I'm
head.
really, I'm really tired of shaving my head. I shaved my head all of COVID, so fuck that. Not shaving anymore. We should get Kirby up here though.
Oh, right.
I can't tell who's next.
Yeah, I got a question for you, Morgan. I know when we were in the call earlier, where you were talking about you had 50 songs unreleased, or like 50 songs that you made and you only released 12. Were there any songs that you wish you added to the album that you didn't?
Yeah. There's like there's a lot. There's there's a fucking lot. There's a boatload of stuff that sounds like more Pride-y, it's like more clubby, but just wouldn't fit in the album setting. Thus, it didn't make the album. There's a bunch of housey stuff that's like defected sounding. There's a bunch of there's some ambient stuff. There's some experimental breakbeat stuff. There's some down tempo stuff. So, but to say I wish it made the album, like I don't wish it made the album, because the album's exactly what it needs to be. So and like that's why I picked those songs for the album, you know. So maybe it'll make album 2. Who God knows what album 2 will look like, because the issue for me personally, not publicly but personally, is like if I was to do number 2, like what would that even look like? Because I already picked, in my opinion, what was the best stuff, you know. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Like maybe shit'll hit the fan and I'll implode mentally and then make a bunch of stuff. Because like those 50 songs were made within 4 months in 2020, when I just realized I was pretty much done. So like maybe that won't happen again this year. I'll have a breakdown and make some other cool shit. I don't know. But everything that's on the album is the highlights of what I have, for sure. I hope that answers the question. Yeah, absolutely, dude. And you're the best mod ever. Thanks, man.
All right, Josh, come in here. What's up?
Yo guys, how you doing?
I'm pretty good.
Josh, dude, that's good.
Pretty late for me, but I'm so bored that I figured this would be a great time.
Home skillet.
Yeah, I'm gonna be completely upfront. I haven't listened to the album yet. I haven't had time, but I'm definitely gonna do my first full listen tomorrow. I'm pretty stoked for that. And obviously, I've listened to all the Sysdemes tracks on Bandcamp. Those are so dope, dude. I'm sad that couldn't make it to a more organized or formal release, but I still think you made the right choice, and that all sounded super dope.
Yeah, I'd rather just get them out as opposed to get them out early as opposed to delaying.
Exactly. Yeah, so I wish I had a more specific music question, but because, and I also don't know, like the first half hour of this, I was AFK, so I don't know if these have already been said. But as far as pizza goes, because I know that's probably the hot topic, I'm just curious, Morgan, as someone who currently lives in St. Louis, but is planning to move to Chicago, I feel like those are two of the most notorious cities as far as pizza goes. Because if you don't know St. Louis, we have what we call St. Louis style pizza, which is basically like thin crust pizza, but without even like the outer crust. So it's basically like the thinnest pizza you can get. And Chicago is obviously deep dish. So I just wanted to hear your opinion on that because I figured out of anyone, you would have some strong feelings.
Like deep dish versus thin crust.
Yeah, I guess that. I don't know because I assume you haven't had St. Louis style pizza before, but I wasn't sure if you like heard about it before.
Yeah, so I mean, my preferences on pizza are like really bizarre because I prefer girth to flavor. So like, I'm not too picky on flavor of pizza. Like, I don't know, it's weird. Like the reason I like Papa John's so much is because Papa John's, when you have a slice, it feels like a fucking meal. You know what I mean? Like you eat a slice of Papa John's, you felt like you really ate something. Whereas like eat a slice of Domino's and it tastes super good and but it doesn't fill you up at all. And a
Maybe you just
lot
have
of
a
the times
big
I go to restaurants. What's that?
maybe you just have a big stomach.
Yeah, I know it's probably. I mean, I'm like 53 years old, so like who knows? I might be 67 years old. I don't know. Gosh, you have to ask some people in my Discord or whatever. But like,
If you're still downing that much pizza at 67, it's good on you, man.
yeah, I don't know, man. I just like, I don't know. Like, I don't like thin pizza. Because I don't go to pizza. Like, pizza flavor is nice across the board, but like, I really like a pizza that's like feels like I ate something. Like if I drank like 8 beers and then I eat the pizza and then I feel good, like that's a good pizza to me. I don't really like thin crust pizza. So I don't know. To answer your question, I really don't know. If the seasoning's super good, more power to you. I'll be totally transparent here and say that I like Domino's more than Papa John's, except
Agree.
Every time I eat Domino's, I get like horrible diarrhea for like 24 hours. So without fail too. So that's a thing.
Nice.
I don't know. It's as much as deep as my love for pizza goes. I like girth more than flavor, probably. That's just me.
Fair enough.
It's a textural thing, probably.
Yeah, I mean, St. Louis is like. Oh, sorry, you can go.
So I was gonna say the best pizza I ever had was it was like it was when I was on tour with No Man, and it was like a bar in the middle of nowhere. It was like outside the city in Minnesota. I forget what city we played in Minnesota. It's one city up there, but it's just this little bar, and they had a pizza on the menu. And I got it, and oh my god, it was so good. It just smoked every pizza I ever had out of the water. I don't remember the name of the bar or where it was, but it's my goal to go back there and eat it again one day. It was so good.
Nice.
Was
So I
it
didn't
like
know
big
maybe
slice?
Minnesota stuff is the thing.
It was it was small. It was definitely a very small personal pizza. It wasn't like deep dish or thin crust. It was kind of like a normal little pizza, but it was just whatever that was in their sauce. Their sauce was just amazing.
Oh god, I'm just reading the chat. Bentley Dean says deep dish sucks.
Yes. Oh my god. Okay. I didn't check chat either, but he's from Chicago and saying that, so it's real. Because like that's what I was about to say is, those two cities pizza get shat on more than anything else. And as someone that's now going to be living in both, I still agree. I still would much rather have like a medium crust pizza than like St. Louis style or deep dish. To me, like St. Louis style, like yeah, it's like thin crust, and it's also like Actually, I don't mind the cheese, but what St. Louis cheese they call it, Provel, which is basically a St. Louis thing. It's like a combination of I think cheddar, and provolone. I think. So some people hate it, some people love it, but at least to me, like it still tastes like pizza. Versus Chicago deep dish, it's like eating a damn bread bowl. Like it's not a pizza.
Bread bowls are
It's so
good,
hard
bro.
to eat.
I'm super
What?
unpicky. As long as it tastes good, I don't care. Like I don't care if it's deep dish thin crust, whatever. Like it doesn't even have to be a pizza. It could just be like a pizza bagel. Like I don't care. As long as it tastes good, I'll be happy.
Oh shit! Looks like we got someone else from St. Louis. No way, that's awesome.
Oh,
But yeah,
speaking of
I'd
which,
much rather
guys, I
have
gotta
like a
order
normal,
some.
normal pizza. I mean, my favorite places are like, I mean, I don't know if they're like quality wise that good, but I love all the chains where you can like basically customize a pizza, a personal pizza, all you want for like $10. Like I think they're called like Blaze Pizza and like Biology or some of them, and like you add like 10 toppings and it's always the same price. Those are my kind of places.
10 toppings. You have 10 toppings you want on a piece of pizza?
No, I just meant like you could do as many as you want.
Oh, okay.
I do like 2 or 3 meats, onion, and then some like other toppings like basil or cilantro, that kind of thing.
That's crazy.
I'm ordering
know
on
any places
Papa
like
as
that?
we speak.
Pepperonis. I'm so simple. Like flavor. I just need pepperoni. I don't even need pepperoni. I'll just go do cheese. I don't care. My sister is different. My sister likes
Can't
to
go wrong.
pack up like all the ingredients, get everything, all the vegetables, all kind of stuff. But me, I'm just like so simple.
Nothing wrong with cheese or pepperoni. Oh, nice. They're at Star Cruise. That's cool.
Oh damn, it's
I
too
didn't know if they were
late.
all over.
Are we
I
out of
tried to order
requests?
Papa.
I thought we had one more request.
Did we?
I think he was talking about ordering a pizza, I think.
I passed my time. I'm gonna have to go to fucking Domino's. I'm so I'm so bent out of shape about this.
Dude, Domino's crust is the garlic. Their crust is better than Papa John's.
I know, but like I'm gonna get diarrhea all day tomorrow. It's my album's out. It's gonna be a mess. I'm just gonna it's whatever.
As long as you celebrate, you need to get pizza at least tomorrow. Like you need to celebrate your win.
Yeah, it's gonna be
It needs to
cool.
happen.
What should I have? Should I get pizza too?
Yeah, you should. It says Dimus.
Unless you have like do you have a specialty or like a
Says
hobby or
Dimus is a
something that can tie
vastly
it together?
better producer than I am.
That's not
Fact.
true.
Is it actually Sysdemes this whole time? I always thought it was Sysdemes.
No, I'm just doing the southern pronunciation where you did that. It's the southern way you pronounce Sysdemes says Dimus.
Look, I only had one track come out today. Okay, you had like 12.
Yeah, but you got a whole EP coming, right?
Yeah, later, like in 2 weeks.
Nice.
Dude, you do your thing. You got it on lock. I love your stuff. Bangs. I think my favorite Mousetrap artists are you and Keats.
Nice.
Ooh, Keats. Man, I'm ready for Keats to like be dropping way more. Like that first
Mucho
song that I
bangs.
heard from him on We Are Friends, like that came out of nowhere. Like I'd never heard of him before, and then that song just like blew me away.
I'm ready for a big, like, dark electro tour. Like, get Bentley, get me, get Keats, get like Eddie on there, and just slam these like cities with just dark electro.
For sure.
Eddie
Yeah, I
shreds.
can't spoil too much, but I know that it was supposed to be last year, but it got delayed. So I think Jordan's trying to plan something like that. He's gonna do something cool to kind of for all the electro fans out there.
It's just such talent.
Right.
Man.
I know what
Like,
you're talking about. Yeah.
I just love like I don't know, like I'm so in awe constantly of like the electro people on Mousetrap. It's so impressive. You says Damus and Jordan and No Mana and fucking Kindred and stuff. Like there's so many cool like heavier electro people on Mousetrap that just take a big old shit on my production. And I'm so proud of you guys, and it's like really cool. And
You're being too humble. The album from the singles at least, because I haven't heard the rest, but all were fantastic. So don't sell yourself short.
Everyone has their own specialization. Like you might be jealous of our electro. I'm jealous of your freaking like progressive pluck melodies you pull out. Like I don't feel like I can make a progressive house
Dude,
track.
it's I don't know, man. It's just it's fucking plucks, bro. I don't know. Like
Hey, but you can tell a good pluck from a bad pluck.
you can you can tell a good pluck from the bad pluck for
You got
sure.
some
I
good
don't know.
pluck.
It's the good pluck. The good pluck from the bad pluck is all in the what's it called? The freaking decay and sustain and attack and stuff. Like I don't know. It's just like simple ass shit. Like you listen to some Sysdemes tracks, like you know, it goes deep, son. Like you I don't know. You listen to some stuff from you. It's I don't even know what I'm hearing.
Yeah, but you're forgetting like an important thing though. I don't know if you've like thought about it much, but do you ever think about like how awesome it is that your debut on Mousetrap is an album? You know how hard that is to pull off? Like the label loved your
It's not
stuff
my
so much. Like,
debut. My debut was an EP in November, but I see what you're saying.
wasn't it? Oh my
Um,
god, I totally forgot about like the Indigo and oh my god, yeah, never mind. That those tracks were amazing too. I
No,
totally
I see what
forgot
you're
that this
saying
was,
though,
like,
for sure.
I thought those were singles for this, but then I just remembered that was like its own EP.
I just want to reiterate, I didn't think this album would ever be released, so
I mean, hey, it's an album, so like
for
just having an
sure.
album on the label is a big deal.
No, yeah, I literally just want to reiterate, like, I was planning on quitting doing this, so just being here is super fucking cool. So thanks for
Sure.
hanging out, and thanks Sysdemes for having the patience to deal with my fucking rants.
I'm just vibing, dude. I didn't know this was even happening tonight. I was like, oh, my track's out, and then I got pinged to come in here. So I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I thought your EP was supposed to. I thought your EP was out today. Is your whole EP? It was just a single?
It's just a single.
Did your art, by the way, is so fucking sick.
Yeah, sick.
Good God.
It took like a whole month of my life. I didn't produce for an entire month because I was just rendering frames. I need a
Oh, I forgot
computer
about this
upgrade.
Peak Darkness track too. Good God.
Oh right, yeah, that was on enhanced. Enhanced.
Did you have
effect.
so much talent?
Thank you.
I just dropped. I think there was some mix I did. It was either for your R&B DJ promo or it was like a Mousetrap Radio guest mix where I featured one of your tracks from the what's the EP called? The Inertia EP.
Oh really?
Fucking fire. Yes, so good.
Yeah, Inertia was. I'm kind of torn on how Inertia went for me because I wrote it from being inspired from being on tour with Jordan, and like a lot of the tracks I played on that tour, like live, were the early version of those tracks. I had a version of Era of without any vocals. I had a different drop for NXS. I had like all these different versions. I was like kind of like live testing in clubs. And so once I got back home and I really sat down to like finalize the tracks, I kind of knew what was working and what wasn't. But I still had like totally had the club in mind. And then like when it came out, the pandemic was already like starting, and it just kind of like, hey, here's this super heavy club focused EP, and by the way, all live shows are canceled. It just like it didn't really work out. I was expecting to have shows to back up the club heavy EP, and it didn't line up that way. So I feel like it wasn't streaming very well because it's not made for streaming. I made that EP for clubs, and it's just kind of like unlucky that it came out during the time when everyone's stuck at home. I should release like a chill EP.
Yeah, honestly, I think in the end, it's the fans are the ones that are going to check you out regardless of the pandemic. And so you got plenty of Mousetrap fan nerds with their good headphones and all that stuff that it's still fun for. So obviously, you said like you touched up those versions after playing in the clubs, and it definitely paid off because like those are some of your best tracks for sure.
Thank you.
No, I agree with Josh here. I mean, I specifically remember when your EP came out and I was playing Star Citizen, and it was the shit, dude. It was so cool. What's that?
You dropped one of them live?
No. I was playing like the game. Like there's a game called Star Citizen, like a video game.
Or something. I was like,
No. Yeah, no. Sorry, I should have prefaced that.
Star Citizen. I was like, oh, that
No. I was playing the pre-alpha or whatever the fuck Star Citizen's supposed to be nowadays. And I was like, I found your EP and like I was just, like looping it while exploring like a bunch of cool planets and shit. It's super sick, man. Really good stuff.
I'm
For
glad
sure.
that you guys enjoy it because I was definitely like having major anxiety that it wasn't gonna be well received because it was made for live shows.
I'm just happy. This is it's such a wholesome call. Like I know this was like an impromptu thing, which maybe we'll do. Those will happen sometimes, but like most of the time, we're planning to put on more of these. So like the fact that late at night, and we got a crowd, and you guys are just being so nice. Like that's what it's all about.
And I'm always down to hop on. I'm like always at my computer. I thought we were gonna do something today, but when I woke up, everyone said that they like didn't want to. So I was like, well, whatever. But,
I mean, if you're active in the server, and yeah, you can definitely still have engagement there. It's just I don't know if we can always be pulling this off every night. I'm just kind of surprised. I think that with all the releases tonight, just seemed like a good idea.
yeah.
Okay, looks like
do something again when the rest of the EP drops. If you guys like Youth, my first EP I did on Mousetrap, you're gonna like this EP. It's pretty like I kind of went back to that style.
Can't wait. All right, I'm gonna go back down in the audience for a minute. Looks like Matt Gordon's got a question. So
all right, Matt.
Good, yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Good to talk to you, Josh. Good to talk to you.
For sure.
All right, let's bring Matt Gordon in here for a question. Hello, Matt. Hello.
What's going on, man?
I just wanted to comment on the pizza thing.
Oh God. Okay. What about it?
Well, I was gonna say that if you're having an upset stomach after eating pizza, you probably have problems with gluten.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I was getting really, really sick, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And the doctor told me to stop taking in sugar for 2 weeks, and that didn't work. And then they said stay off milk and dairy for 2 weeks, and that didn't work. And then I went off gluten for supposed to do it for 2 weeks, and after 2 days, I was like, all of a sudden I wasn't tired, and my stomach went back to normal, and I'm like, wow, it was like a miracle.
Could be. It could be.
Well, they make a pizza base, like the bread for it, that's gluten free that you can buy, and you can make your own pizzas that are gluten free.
They're pretty trash.
Pizza, but I don't get sick.
They're pretty trash.
I bought a
neighbors hate me.
pizza by accident once, and let me tell you, it was the saddest pizza I ever had.
Shit, dude.
They think
I mean, if you can't eat gluten, like you gotta do what you gotta do. But like it's it's sad, dude. The gluten free food is so sad.
Well, I don't know. I think it has to do with them putting like GMOs into the weed or whatever. And your
Into the weed?
Protecting wheat. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, congratulations on your new release, Mr. Madison.
Oh, thanks, man.
It sounds
Thanks so much.
For the last 45 minutes or so, it sounds like it has been a slow progression, but it sounds like you're moving in a forwardly direction.
The album is a slow progression?
Well, I mean, you said you've been producing for a long time.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. I should have been doing way cooler things by now, but I'm a fucking loser, so here we are. And I'm just putting out my album in my late 20s. I hope everyone enjoys. It is what it is.
You can't get depressed here. Compare yourself to other people that are moving way faster and you just get depressed.
Dude, I know. I look at Martin Garrix and he had a fucking hit track at,
like
4 years old.
Yeah.
Who's four,
He didn't get success because of his talent. He got success because he was a, how do I say this?
How do I say this?
Maybe he got better later, but
You know what? Props to him. You know what happened with him is he got really like handsome and like actually good. So props to him. Dope.
I'm just, I don't know. That's my analogy. It's not like written in stone, you know?
But
No, for sure.
Animals was a banger. Okay, I bought that on iTunes.
Oh, dude, I did too, man. I remember when that shit came out. Everyone remembers when Animals came out. That shit came out. Everyone was like, "Oh my god!"
Animals.
Everyone was like, "Holy shit, Animals!" Like, it was such a banger.
Dude, that
And
came
then
out.
like,
I just switched entirely listening to Big. I was a Big Room producer for like 2 years of my life. I love Big Room
yeah,
as well too. Is all I made, and it never got anywhere, and I abandoned it. But
yeah.
I still love Big Room in a special place in my heart. I still love to go to festival and hear a Big Room set. It'd be fun.
Dude, good
It's
Big
so
Room,
strange to me
big
to
system.
hear people in North America try to analyze because I'm living in Europe now, try to analyze what's going on over here because here, like what you would call EDM, not like bro step or whatever, like house and stuff is considered mainstream stuff, like they played on the radio.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
where it's like a little tiny subculture, and then when you do end up at a festival, it's people blaring dubstep like bah, 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 and that's not to me really what you know you don't hear that too much here, probably never. So
Weird.
You said you're in England?
yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, I remember in England, I was there in like 2015, and they were playing like a deep house single from Nero, like their Two Minds deep house single. And for me, like coming from America, I was like super shocked. But the UK for sure like has like a much more like, how do you describe it? I mean, like diva-ish taste. I don't know.
It has to do with the with the same thing. There's like maybe some of the major the labels and the DJs that are on the big the BBC or whatever pick some of it, but as far as the actual fans, they are still a driving force, I think.
Yeah.
It's different culture. It's not a bunch of 16-year-old kids going to raves. It's like 16-year-old kids and 45-year-old moms still dancing around with their wine and stuff. It's just
Yeah, no, I get a little concerned. Like in America, I look at like what's going on, and it's like, okay, a lot of TikTok shit that's going viral is like DJs and producers are putting out songs that are 1 minute and 45 seconds. I don't really know how to fit like anything in that time frame.
I like those tracks. Like what Sun Death is doing with his Void project, the rhythm stuff, the like 1 minute 30-second tracks. I kind of like them. I think it's kind of cool.
Who's doing it?
Sudden Death, or his side project Void.
Oh, no way.
It's like a rhythm, like that kind of dubstep. It's sick stuff though. But I mean, I like
I mean, if you could fit it for sure. Like there's a track by Nightmare and Galantis. It was like a collab between Nightmare and Galantis called like 222 or I don't know, whatever this shit it's called. 222 by Nightmare and Galantis.
I don't know who Galantis is.
I've been
Dude,
really
what?
What musicologists you guys are. Like you guys seem to know more about music. I mean, a lot of the people that have been on here just seem to know a lot about, I found that when I'm producing music and I listen to music when I'm doing digital art, but when when I go into like writing mode and I'm kind of like, okay, I'm going to write some music, I don't listen to anyone else's music at all for like long periods of time, like maybe a year or something. I won't even listen to anything. I feel like I pick up other people's weird melodies and I end up, like recreating Sandstorm, like the famous video on, you know what I mean? Like you hear
Did you recreate Sandstorm?
No, it's Dead Mouse did that on stream. It was
Yeah, I don't know.
melody, and it was the Sandstorm melody, and then someone that sounds like Sandstorm. And he's like, oh my God, it is. And it was almost identical. But he was doing extra couple notes in it, but it was
Good God.
chord progression. Have you never seen that on
Darude.
YouTube? It's like funny shit.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
well, congratulations, guys. Good morning to you. It's 7 a.m. here.
You should go to bed or
Have
wake
you
up.
slept?
Wake up.
Just
I don't
waking
know.
up. I went to
Oh,
bed
okay,
early.
never mind.
last night.
7 is when I go to bed.
Oh,
so-
okay, okay.
I went out. I went out to a friend of mine lives on this farm about 5-10 miles from here, and there's like this little windy country road to get to it. So I'm on my motorcycle, and I went out there, and the weather was great, and had a couple pints of cider. We were talking about music and stuff, and there was some people there, and everyone's laughing and joking because our bars are starting to open, our pubs are starting to open up here, and then everything closes at 10:30 now because we're in the first phase of our opening back up. So in a couple weeks, they'll everything will be back to normal. But for now, they're testing it out by having things open. Everything, all the bars close at 10:30. So at about 10:30, I started riding my motorcycle back, and it's like a 10-mile ride through country lanes. I got to the top of the hill, and it was hailing. I had to
That's
stop.
dangerous.
Literally, hailstones were hitting me.
Seems
And
dangerous for a motorcycle hill.
it's relative. If you don't go fast, I was going like 30 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour. There's nobody
Are
out
you on
there.
a visa, Matt? How'd you get to England without?
I was born here
Oh wow!
in England, raised in California, and then was
Because I got
supposed to
deported from England.
I was
Their
supposed to
borders are.
marry us, and she like got back together with her ex. The story that's been told played out, 10,000 times in the last 10,000 years, where somebody says, "Okay, let's get married," and then their former, their ex, freaks out and realizes that they're going to be gone, and then that he pledged his undying love for her, and they got back
Oh
together,
wow!
and so I
Some
was
drama.
yeah, and I was living in Los Angeles, and I'm like, you know what? Everything reminds me of her. Like this, I was living in Echo Park, and every restaurant, every gas station, you know what I mean? It's like we've been there together over and over, and it's like everything reminded me of her. Got offered a job in London, and said, okay, this is kind of cool. Let's do it. And just haven't been back. I've been back once to visit.
That's sweet.
Right, just did.
Can you start your life over in
Enough of my
England?
little history.
Is that Sir Cuisine down there in the audience?
Do you have any
Zara Cuisine or
Caesar.
Zara Cruz?
does anyone have any tips for kind of when you get to that place when you're I guess when you get to that place when you're kind of like finishing something off, how do you know that something is kind of done? I think
Well,
I'm
I mean,
for producing things lately.
nothing's ever done. You just declare it done. You can always change it or add something to it, take something away or tweak the master, the mix. You just what you say, this is it. And you render it and then you don't think about it anymore. And that's your track. You just kind of arbitrarily pick a point that says this track is complete and move on.
The other I'm involved in another Discord for another band, and they had all of one of the guys there had all of the people from the Discord give. They started a song, and then they had all the different people people that were singers were sing, and then people that were play saxophone or trumpet or guitar, and they had all these people contribute, and they had like this like an anthem made out of all of the fans and all the people from the Discord. Thought that was a really cool thing, like it, like kind of a group collab where I don't see like I guess there doesn't really have to be like a release or whatever, but there's a lot of like stems going around and like little remixes and stuff. I just wondered if that was something you guys thought was a cool idea.
Not me personally. I've been involved in those kind of things before, and it never works out. I don't have an interest in doing like a 15, 20 person collab.
Yeah, there's 120 singers on the chorus.
Yeah, that
120 vocal tracks.
Jesus,
Yeah, I'm in there.
man. Good. Josh is raising his hand again.
All right, hey guys. It was nice talking to you.
Dude, you too, man. You
You're
too.
doing it good, and God bless. Stay safe.
God bless, Matt.
Sure,
Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, Josh, for round 2, second question.
Hey again. I figured I'm about to go to bed, so I figured I'd try one more time if there wasn't anyone else. And I was just looking to get the Morgin album. I was wondering, Morgin, just a logistical question real quick. Do you know if there's like gonna be is Mousetrap gonna do like put the extended mixes out on Beatport? I found like 1 or 2 of them. I just wasn't sure if this was the kind of album that would have that or not. If not, it's no big deal. I was just wondering.
Yeah, there's supposed to be 9 of the extended mixes because there's 9 club tracks on the album. There's 3 experimental ones, so let me check.
Right.
There's supposed to be 9, like Living the Phantasm on Beatport should be 9 tracks for all the club tracks. So let me double check.
Might be that sometimes they do them like a week later. It's just like how it goes in like the first week it puts out the regular version. I was just curious. I mean, I'm not like a DJ or anything, so it really doesn't affect me. I just usually like buying the Beatport versions
Yeah,
instead.
I don't see them. That is unfortunate. I will take care of this.
No worries. My other question, actually, it's not applicable anymore. I was really kind of bummed. There was someone in the audience earlier. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with him, but he goes by the name Ilias with 2 eyes. So first of all, have you heard of him or seen him around?
I have not.
It sounds familiar. I probably recognize them from a probably different Discord.
Right. Yeah. So, anyways, I was actually hoping I could get him to come up because I've been wanting to talk to him because he I believe he released on Riot's label. I don't know if you guys know him. He's very like a similar vibe to Mousetrap, but he basically put out this EP. Again?
Immersive?
Yes, Immersive.
Yeah, I
the name is slipping me. Right, that's what I thought. That's why I was curious if one of you guys would know. But anyways, he put out this EP. I'm gonna link it in the chat real quick, just in case anyone's interested. I see people talking about Riot and stuff. His label's pretty cool too. But anyways, this EP is like honestly like was my favorite thing on music last year. Like it's just incredible. And I saw him in the chat, so I was getting all excited. Looks like he might have gone to bed or something, which is cool. I was just curious if you guys knew him or had heard of him because it's just incredible. The first track is like
Alias. I know him. I was thinking of someone else for some reason. Yeah, I used to play Wetworks in my sets. This is the track he released
that's
like
right.
2 years ago.
Yeah. I honestly I hadn't heard of him until the EP, but I think I did check out like his older tracks. But it's just like genius. Like the first track is like kind of like the main one that he's getting a little bit known for. It's just kind of like it's like a mix of like if Deadmau5 and then like Ghost Voices by Porter Robinson like had a baby, like it would be that track. And then the second one's like the same thing except with John Hopkins. It's like if Deadmau5 and John Hopkins did a song together. I was just curious if I guess because he can't come up on the call
Who's
anymore,
John
but you guys had heard of him. Oh baby.
Who's John Hopkins?
Wait, is that the guy you guys told me to listen to like before? I feel like you guys got mad at me for not knowing John Hopkins.
Holy shit, dude!
That should be in like the rules. The
I'm
mouse
gonna
core rules.
poop
Like,
my
you must
pants.
listen.
Don't do that.
I am on the edge.
Look, people. Okay, listen. I only have so many hours per day, minutes I can listen to. Music, okay. I have my playlist.
Man.
I like what I like. I'm very picky with my music. I don't
Oh
explore.
my god. Son of a bitch.
Come on, don't link.
I'm just joking. It's all
don't
good.
link me Spotify. I don't have a Spotify account. I don't listen on Spotify. I gotta link me YouTube.
You don't have a Spotify account?
I have to have one as an artist, but I don't listen on Spotify anything.
God, dude, you are straight up fascinating. I just love your approach to like everything. I really like I don't I'm not trying to be offensive or anything. Like I just really like I just I just find you like absolutely fascinating.
I'm just living my life. I'm not like
I know, but no one lives their life these days. You know, everyone's just a fucking scrub these days. Instead, you know.
Well, it seems like
I just
everyone knows who John Hopkins is.
well,
Yeah,
The
he's
name, the
they
name
sure,
looks familiar.
yeah.
I couldn't tell you a single track of his or what his style is.
Oh
yeah,
man,
basically he's one of Joel's,
Jesus.
like I would say he's got to be one of Joel's main influences. I mean, Joel used to play out the song of his, this old one of his called Vessel, and if you listen to that track, which is by the way just one of his best, like it's amazing. But Joel's
Oh,
song,
dude, Vessel's amazing.
Acid, you know, acid, like the play on words. That song is directly inspired by that. It's pretty amazing. And same with the, yeah, it's like a. Anyways, I don't. We got really off topic by that. That was just he.
No, that's okay.
I mean, we can talk about it.
Sysdemes. You should start with the album by John Hopkins. John, as in Jon Hopkins. His album Immunity, and then move to Singularity, and then work your way backwards after that.
Agree.
All right.
Yeah, Immunity is like
just-
my favorite
I'll dig
albums
around.
ever.
Once
I
you
gotta be
hear
honest, like,
Immunity,
since
you'll
the-
understand.
Since the pandemic hit, like I haven't listened to any electronic music. I'm listening to so much like alternative and cloud rap and like underground SoundCloud rappers, just stuff like that. And like I've been totally out of the EDM spectrum. Like I don't know any of the new releases, who's releasing what. I've been totally like out of E EDM.
Yeah, no worries. We're not like judging you or anything. And he's not even really EDM. He's like, I don't even know how to describe him. Just electronic.
John Hopkins sounds like trees, I guess, like trees on acid or something. I don't know. Like once you hear it, it's like the most unique thing you've ever heard. It's incredible. I mean, he's by far like one of the best electronic music artists of all time. Period.
I mean, Immunity is like just such a replayable album. Like it's probably top 5 of all time for me.
Yeah, and it's only 8
Just knowing your
tracks.
sound, I think you'll like him.
Yeah, he plays it like Immunity and Singularity. Both albums are like Immunity is like 8 tracks, Singularity is like 9. It's just like he knows exactly what he's doing. There's no filler at all, and every song you could tell has like 1,000 hours in it at least.
1,000 hours per track, really?
Oh, dude, I'm serious. Like, if you go listen to it, man. Like once you,
he thinks you meant like the songs are hours long. No.
Oh no, not
amount of
1,000
effort.
hours
that
long.
goes
No,
into
I'm
it.
thinking like he really takes 1,000 hours to render a track.
Oh,
like
to create one. Yes, I mean 100%. Yes.
Really?
Dude,
That
go
seems
listen
so
to.
excessive.
There's a song. Okay,
He doesn't release much.
I will literally prove this to you on the spot. Okay, go look up John Hopkins. The song is called Neon Pattern Drum, and listen to that song and tell me that it didn't take 1,000 hours to automate that. I mean, the shit
You
is.
could say that about literally any of his songs. Like he's that good.
Yeah, dude. Like the level of detail is absolutely absurd. I mean, like the shit is out of control. Out of control.
Hold on, let me throw on my headphones. Let me see this.
Emerald Rush. Listen to Emerald Rush off of Singularity. There's the examples are endless.
Yeah. I think Everything Connected is my favorite one off that album because basically I'm so excited. That song took like 10 years to make. So like he played it live over the years and kept changing and evolving, and then the final thing is just amazing.
That's what happens when you don't say your track's complete. You stuck work on it for 10 years.
Well, it paid off for him. I don't recommend that route, but you know, for him,
Just
the
trust me.
exception.
Listen to his stuff. It's John Hopkins is undeniable. He is incredible.
I'll check it out.
In the meantime, I guess because you kind of were mentioning how you haven't really listened to much, your typical Mousetrap progressive or electro or whatever. So right now, like it can be electronic or non-electronic, I guess. Like, who are your guys' like favorite artists right now? Like outside of like Dead Mouse and like the Mousetrap crew.
Right now, let me go see like my recommend on YouTube too. It's like it's auto recommending me because that's pretty much what I'm listening to.
The algorithm's that good.
Yeah, algorithm. Let me go check my algorithm.
I've been listening to a lot of Circa Survive lately. For whatever
Not
reason.
familiar. Kind of music.
They're like weird, like trippy rock. I don't know how to describe it, but
What they call it?
I mean,
Let me look them up.
Circa Survive, like CIRCA, and then Survive.
Is that like electronic or what kind of music is that?
No, they're straight like psychedelic rock, basically. Yeah, I mean, you were asking for something outside the box. That's what I've been listening to outside the box.
You said
Probably.
Do you like Tame Impala?
Tame Impala is all right. I don't. I totally respect and admire Tame Impala. I've just never been able to like dive in.
I like their stuff when I'm listening to like. Wait, is that actually the band I'm thinking of? Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. Hold on, let me look at this album. It
Yeah,
might be
Tame
them.
Impala's
I feel like Tame Impala is. I feel like it's kind of like the perfect segue for electronic people trying to get into rock.
Oh my God,
because he puts like so much production detail. Like every song, like the mix is super clean. Like the drums are snappy. Like and like even some of the songs are like kind of like housey or disco-y. Like Let It Happen. That's probably my favorite Tame Impala song. That's like a 10-minute like house song essentially. Like I feel like he's a good.
Who's the artist that sounds like? Was it Tame Impala or Tame Impala?
Say it again.
Is it Tame or Tame?
Tame.
Tame. Okay, Tame Impala.
It's just one guy, but
like,
he plays all the instruments.
They make like instrumentals, but it's kind of like that vibe. They like always release albums. I can't remember who that band is or like the artist. It's very similar though. It's always like blue or like pink or orange album cover. A lot of triangles.
Tame Impala looks like 7 lions. First of all, second of all, number one.
Wait, what? Oh, because it's like an animal.
No. Like Tame
Impala's going
Impala,
around.
like the guy.
Isn't it an
He
Impala
looks like
car? It's not
he
an
looks like
Oh,
Jeff.
because they both look like Jesus. Like they both got the long hair and like the.
He's like one's
They
like
have,
jacked, like one's like jacked, like dubstep Jesus. The other one's like hipster, like what kind of tea do you want? Like Jesus. I don't know.
All right,
Kevin from.
I have my list here. I have my latest plays are Young Lean, Blade, Tara.
Young Lean?
Yeah, what's wrong with Young Lean, dude? He's the goat,
dude. What the fuck?
He's like, I judged it at first because I didn't like listen to his music. Then I realized, oh, like this is the guy that everyone's like copying. Like I didn't realize how influential he is. Like, I just judged him because of the name, and then I was like, oh, like he goes way back. Like he's probably one of the most influential hip hop or rap artists in the past decade. Easily.
Wow, really? Wow.
Tara, everyone should check out Tara. She's a really, really cool artist. She's like not that popular, which makes me bummed out because I really like her stuff.
Looking at mine now. I mean, honestly, I listen to pop and rock and alternative and pop and EDM, but I feel like most of my algorithm is just EDM. Like my main two, I guess, right now, are I mean, aside from Alias, that EP. Number one's got to be I don't know if you guys listen to his stuff, but I'm a big fan of Joyride. Most people in the mouse chord know that because I'm like a huge fanboy for him. I like basically like I know he's not like electro house progressive. He's more of like a bass house or UK kind of style. But like to me, he's to me now as like Skrillex was to me back in the day. Like
Joyride's pretty sick.
Production is just unbelievable. That album is I've listened to that album.
Oh my God, my cat is just carving into my thighs. Jesus.
They're actually I don't know if we want to leak this, but whatever. One of my dubstep friends that I was mentioning earlier, we actually started working on a bass house project. It's gonna be pretty sick. It's gonna be like all the festival style bass house with all dubstep growls and stuff. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah, I bass house like grew on me because at first it was like all sounding the same, Jaws's stuff like was kind of like the standard, and it just didn't do much for me. But then like you have like Joyride and Abstract, and like they just kind of took it back to like the 90s almost. Like um, I've gotten kind of close to Wolfgang. I help run his Discord server, and like he always is raving about Joyride and basically talking about how like he basically just revitalized like that style from the 90s, and that's why like it pays off that way. I mean, Wolfgang's even tried to he's tried to make a few bass house tunes or whatever. Like I just always find that so funny because like he raves about Joyride, and then Joyride was also influenced by Wolfgang. So like the two just go back and forth, and it's really frustrating me that they have not collaborated yet.
Yeah, we should get a Bentley up here.
He's.
Oh, for
I
sure. I
asked
thought he
him if
left.
he's producing.
What's
Bentley, stop making music. Get in here.
I haven't met Bentley yet. I've heard great things about Bentley. I would like to meet Bentley.
Oh, he's the best. Come up here.
Yeah, he's busy. He's doing Ableton stuff.
God damn it.
Oh, there he is. Drag me out. There we go. How do we
My
drag him?
cat.
Here we
My
go.
cat is freaking out.
Oh,
You
he's
see my
doing
cat?
rapidly. He's
Can
not
you
producing.
hear me?
What's up?
What's up, guys?
Bentley, nice to meet, man.
Nice to meet you too, bro. I gotta listen to your stuff still. I haven't really listened to much music. Not
Oh,
electronic,
dude, that's
at
okay.
least.
That's okay. I like your stuff. You're quite talented. Just wanted to
Thank you,
meet.
sir.
Heard great things.
Hey, they almost
Thank
have your whole album up. They're up to a free DLC.
Oh, on YouTube?
Yeah, I keep refreshing because they're listening like every hour they upload 2 more tracks.
Yeah, I don't think they were anticipating like a bunch of 4K stuff.
Oh, they're 4K?
Yeah, they go up to 4K, yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, they're uploading them all. They're just taking a while to render. But they're still on YouTube. Like you've got the audio only ones, and then Mousetrap is uploading the visualizers.
Oh, cool. Cool
I've been
beans.
I wanted to like keep up my 60 FPS for my visuals, but just the one was the animation style actually looked better at 30, and 2 was that it would have doubled my render time, and it already took me a
Yeah.
month. So I was just like, I'll just do 30 FPS for this release, 60. I'll try to get 60 for next one. I could be doing 4K as well, but like the render time it takes that many pixels is just insane.
Did you say it took you a month?
Yeah.
That's nuts, dude.
I only have a
I wouldn't
GTX
have the patience.
It's bad, dude. I need to upgrade my computer. I have no money.
Graphics cards are outrageous right now, so don't even sweat it.
Yeah, everyone go like buy my EP when it comes out, so I can buy a new graphics card.
Yeah. Or do you have
I want
merch?
to get the new one
'Cause, like,
so
I feel like-
bad.
What is that?
I was
I
saying,
want
like,
to
you
get the.
tell-
Son of a bitch, man. You
Dude,
go
that's
ahead.
how- that's
I
how
can't
Discord
listen to both of you at once.
Josh is up. Josh, go.
Oh, no, I was just saying. He said like, "Oh, go buy my EP," and like y'all definitely should. But I feel like at this point, do you like merch and tours tend to be like a huge thing? I know obviously touring's not a thing right now, so definitely stream and buy music. But hopefully touring is within the next few months. Maybe I have no idea what your guys' plans are, but I'm sure you're looking forward to getting back to that.
Oh yeah, I want to do touring full time. That was the most fun I've ever had in my entire life was being on tour, even if it was just for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. There's a couple stops, but like that was amazing.
You opened for Jordan, right?
Yeah, Bentley was on that tour, but we
Yeah,
didn't
that
have
was
any. We didn't have
so
any
much
stops
fun.
together.
Yeah,
We
you
need
did
to have
all the West, right?
No, I did. Well, I did Portland, I did DC, and I did Minnesota.
Okay, for sure.
So it's kind of like all over the place. But like, I didn't get to see you at any stops because we're all different. I feel like next tour we need to like all be on the same stops, like all of us. That'd be really sick.
A 10-man lineup.
Yeah, well, he had a ton of openers. If we just get like three, 4 people, just all every stop, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Like 2 openers, 1 closer, and then the headline slot.
Yeah, there's definitely room for it because like most of those shows I played more than like an hour.
Yeah, I played
so
a
there's
couple.
room to share, you know.
Yeah, there's like opener plays and there's I have an hour and a half set, so like there's time for everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Like some B2Bs would be good too.
No, I'm such a bad DJ. I can't back to back.
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
I pre-plan all my sets because I can't live mix. I have no qualms sharing with people. I am the worst DJ. So I don't try to be DJ. When I perform, I play all originals. I don't, play other people's tracks because I'm not DJing. I'm just performing as Sysdemes, as, myself. Because I don't have the skills to like mix on the fly and stuff like that.
I can teach you, dude. It's literally like the easiest thing you can possibly think of. If you can produce, you can definitely like DJ.
Well, as long as you link your USBs or whatever, you can see what tracks are in whatever key. Then you can just go from there. Really, I mean, unless you like physically suck at like mixing beats.
If you produce, you have good ears, and if you have good ears, you can DJ. Like, I am obviously not a producer at all, but like I bought myself like a little Pioneer